going to give you guys a story. Actually, do I have time? I have time to tell the story, inshallah. I'll give you guys the story. Imam al-Jawzi, rahimahullah, he wrote a book about Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, rahimahullah, Manaqib Ahmad, the virtues of Imam Ahmad, rahimahullah ta'ala. Imam Ahmad, rahimahullah, at the time of, at the peak of his life, before the fitna started, even after the fitna started, was the most famous man in the Muslim Ummah. Hands down. In fact, that Imam al-Dhahabi, rahimahullah, says this was the largest janazah that took place. In a matter of one day, he died and he was buried in the same day. You had 1.3 million people come and pray janazah on him. That's more than the Pope, more than Pope John Paul, with all the media and holding his body out. Imagine how popular and beloved he was. Imam Ahmad, rahimahullah, used to go around to his students' halaqas, used to go around seeking knowledge from other people, wrapping his face so people wouldn't notice him. Very humble person, because he didn't want people to put him on a pedestal. One day he was traveling to Sham, to Syria. What you would call Syria today, but of course it's Syria, Palestine, Lebanon, and Jordan. Sham. And he tells the story, and of course back then, Imam Ahmad rahimahullah didn't have a Facebook page. You didn't know how he looked. He walks into a masjid to spend the night. And the haris, the guard of the masjid, tells him, get out. Masjid's closing. He said, but I have nowhere to go. I don't know where to go. He said, get out. Ukhruj. Get out. Masjid's closing. He didn't sit there and say, by the way, I'm Imam Ahmad. No, he didn't play that card. Just get out. So Imam Ahmad, rahimahullah, picked up his stuff and he slept on the steps of the masjid. The haris came and started, hey, move. Go. You can't even sleep here. Go. Move away. Imam Ahmad's like, where am I going to go? I don't know anything. This man, not knowing who he's messing with, picks up Imam Ahmad rahimahullah by his legs and he drags him to the middle of the street and drops him. Imam Ahmad rahimahullah was like, okay. Then what happens? A baker who owns a bakery right across the street, he comes to Imam Ahmad, he says, you can come sleep in my bakery tonight. I'll be doing some work, you can come sleep here. So he opens the way for him. Imam Ahmad rahimahullah observes this man. He's sitting there and he's, putting the dough together and he's putting in the oven, and everything that he does while he's kneading the dough, he's going, Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah. The entire night, he's making tasbih. Imam Ahmad's shocked. Usually people get tired of tasbih after 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Shocked. This guy's constantly making tasbih at his workplace. He's not sitting just at his workplace. He has nothing better to do, right? Back then, they didn't have Lil Wayne or Kulthum, or Junaid Jamshad pre what we know he is now, right? He didn't have his iPod or anything. Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar. Constantly. Imam Ahmad rahimahullah goes, how long have you been in this situation? He says, what situation? Making tasbih to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He says, my whole life, this is what I do. Imam Ahmad rahimahullah, he says, what have you seen from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a result of all this tasbih that you make? All these days that you make tasbih, obviously Jannah. And imagine Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells us each one of these is planting trees and mansions in Jannah. You can imagine what this man has with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Talk about change, right? But he says, مَا دَعُوتُ اللَّهَ لِشَيْءٍ إِلَّا أَعْطَانِي إِيَّاهُ. I never made dua to Allah for anything except that He answered it. Imam Ahmad rahimahullah said, Subhanallah, مَا دَعَوْتُ اللَّهَ لِشَيْءٍ إِلَّا أَعْطَاكَ إِيَّاهُ. You never made dua to Allah except He gave it to you. He repeated, I never made dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for anything except that He gave it to me. He said, except for one thing. Imam Ahmad rahimahullah said, what is that? He said, an ara al-Imam Ahmad. To have a chance to see Imam Ahmad. Imam Ahmad rahimahullah is brought to tears. He embraced this man. But then he said, Subhanallah, ha huwa Allah, qad ja'aka bi Ahmad, yajurruhu bi rijlihi ila makhbazik. He said, here is Allah. He brought you Ahmad, dragging him by his feet to your bakery. If it wasn't for you, I could have slept in peace at the masjid. SubhanAllah, think about that. Tasbih. He made use of his time. How much time do you kill at a red light going to work? How much time do you kill in front of the TV? How much time do you waste of your life that you could be planting trees and palaces in Jannah? That's changed. Keep it simple. Sunnah. Have Have a wird, not one of these wirds that's made up by some sheikh somewhere that you're going to be doing. No, go to the sunnah of the Messenger ﷺ, and that's sufficient. Find the things that he used to do on a daily basis, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and incorporate that in your life.